This one's recording, this one's starting. You're good.
The one thing I'm just trying to be realistic about when you talk.
Hey friends, it's lunchtime. It's noon, 12:30. We already had one client reach out to us earlier this morning. Shout out to Samir. He always works out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and he texted us this morning to say, hey, what should I do for my workout? Here's the equipment. So shout out to Samir for reaching out and getting after it. You know, it's so inspiring. One of the big things that we've been talking to our members about today is about how you guys really feed us energy and how we feed off of you. So to get text messages like that, people coming in and grabbing equipment, we really appreciate seeing all of you because we miss you as much as you miss us. Now, one of the pieces of feedback I gave myself yesterday is I talked too much. I want to keep this a little bit quicker so that people don't have to watch 20 minutes of me talking to get to the damn workout. So today's workout, it's a short one because it's so nice outside we might as well go for a walk. If you watch this a little bit later and there's no time to go for a walk, please do some kind of cardio or go for a walk tomorrow morning. Just do something afterwards that's going to either get your heart rate down or do the opposite and help cool the jets. So, now that we're ready to get started, we have 3 exercises today, and we're going to do a ladder. So, ladder, one of my favorite things to prescribe, especially to people who are tight on time or are going on vacation. So this is a descending ladder in reps. We have squat, plank, and bridge with the Miniband. So 10 reps, 8 reps, 6 reps, 4 reps, and 2 reps of each exercise. So if it doesn't feel like enough by the end, you can always go back up the ladder. The thing that I like about this, and just kind of remember this for your own fitness routine, is it gets a little easier with each set. Now, I realized this, I went on vacation. We went on a work vacation, Ed and I, to Colorado, and I wanted to work out. I did 10 reps of a bunch of different exercises, and then I was like, man, I really don't want to do another freaking 5 rounds of 10 reps, and it didn't dawn on me until when I got back that I could have done a descending ladder like that, and now this is my go-to whenever I'm away. So squat, plank, Miniband with the bridge around the leg. For our warm-up, we're going to go breathing on our back first. So whatever version allows you to feel the breath down into the abdomen. Feet are planted on the floor or knees are up, but we're here. Same thing we talked about yesterday. We talked about just the tongue against the back of your teeth, jaw closed but not clenched, and breathing in and out of the nose. The other thing we talked about was using a pad or a yoga block or a little pillow or towel to put behind your head to prop you up. It actually might help you get a better breath. Since we spend so much time on the computer or driving and our head is forward, sometimes getting a little bit of a support for the back of your head is helpful for finding a better breath. Supine breathing first. Second, we have prone head nod. So we're going to roll over. We're here. So elbows are under the shoulders-ish. We're looking out at the horizon, and we're breathing from here first just to make sure it feels okay. If this doesn't feel okay on the low back, crocodile breathing is the next best option. If it feels okay, remember with all the head turns, we're going to go eyes first, head second. So you're going to look out in front, turn the head, follow the horizon around, and you can actually shift your weight and look over your shoulder. It doesn't have to be super militant or very strict. From here, you're going to look back the other direction, hit the edge of the socket, follow it around. Make sure that as you do it, you keep breathing.
So I guess the next step is really to decide when would be a good time for you to come to that.
Get one more each direction. Okay, Brandon. You just hang out on the other sides, especially on the Facebook ones, and maybe setting hours of saying hi or checking in.
Yeah, of
Right. So, after that, we have your tall kneel halo. So, just a little programming note. Tall kneel halo, symmetrical stance, lower body position. Squat, symmetrical stance position with the feet. They complement each other. So, some options for us. We talked about them yesterday. Knees are under hips. For this exercise, I want toes pointed. So, bell is upside down. And then from here, we'll get the knees maybe a little wider than hips. And we're just going to go nice and slow around the head. Right? One way, and then the other.
Now before.
I would say, since we're only doing one side, because it's not a two-sided exercise, I would do 5 or 6. Other alternatives, we could do the mini band chop that we did yesterday. So gentle spread of the band, keep the hips pretty still, down into the bucket, kiss the puppy, put it on the shelf. Yeah, you heard that. Other last option, just overhead reach as long as it feels okay for the shoulders and neck. So deep breath in, exhale, reach the hands overhead, come back down. I don't want you to have to squeeze your butt in this exercise. It shouldn't be squeezed, and the hips and core should be able to do what they do without the assistance of your glutes. Fourth exercise, we have your dead bug.
We got a few messages.
Uh-oh. Keep it clean.
Hold up. We got. Do you want me to tell you who's watching?
Sure.
Okay, we got Fern,
You
Kim,
can do it either way.
Mary, Kim Flanagan.
Kim Flanagan!
Hey, Fram. Hey, Kim.
Mary, Evan,
Oh, okay.
David,
Excellent.
Mary. Oh,
Okay.
again, she said hello, Mike.
Which Mary?
Mary Moore, Bigfoot.
Oh, hey, Merzy.
Oh, that's.
Merzy. Brandon's never seen your full name.
We got hi, miss you. Workout this morning. This means team training you posted yesterday. I loved it.
All right,
Oh,
excellent.
the team training you posted yesterday.
Yes.
That's my first.
Positive feedback. Who would have thought?
Cynthia.
Hey, Cynthia. See, if you hadn't have told me, I wouldn't have remembered, and we are on the same page, my friend. Now, if squat doesn't feel good, Cynthia, bridge with the sandbag or go exciser, and maybe do descending time intervals with the exciser as opposed to, oh, you're ordering it. Go bridge.
No, I'm watching.
It'll still suit.
Frim says hi, Jenna.
Hi,
So, dead bug. One little tip with this. Back is supposed to stay relatively flat. To find it, bring the knees, here's my hips, here's my knees. Bring the knees above the hips. Hands face the ceiling. And when the knees are in this position, you'll feel the back naturally flatten out. Then slowly extend the legs to the point right before you feel like you're going to lose the hip position or the low back position. And then you're reaching opposite sides. Remember, try to keep the opposite arm and leg still. If you find yourself having a hard time with that, just put the hand on the opposite side and do one side at a time. Notice that plank or that core feeling, because we're going to come up to it in now.
And then
So,
from there, just you keep us.
our plank, my favorite drill. Do it with me, you're going to love it. Shoulders are just in front of the elbows, toes are dug in. To find the plank and make it feel horrible, we're going to go toes dug in, elbows in that position, pick up the hips first. Tuck the tailbone. So you'll see here, my back is a little sunken. If I turn my belt buckle up or tuck my tail, you'll see the lower back flatten out, push the ground away, so you already can kind of see me shaking. If you can't see it, I can feel it. And then you're going to drive through the heels to find that hard style plank. So now I'm totally on fire. I'm continuing to turn the belt buckle up and crunch the rib cage onto the abdominals. Rest the knees, rest the hips. If this position doesn't feel good for the low back, you can always put a pad under the hips or just come down to this position. But really try to make it burn, where each set is going to get a little easier, so make it feel horrible. Something personal. Green mini bend. Excellent. So So, last exercise of the warm-up, Miniband squat, just to focus on that feeling of driving the knees out. So, find that squat width stance. Toes are pointed out a little bit. If you've never heard this before, cool little cue, we call it, or I call it the faith. Because why not? Feet are straight ahead. We're going to squeeze our butt. And I'm going to rock back onto my heels. And it's going to pick up my forefoot. And I'm going to, when I squeeze my butt and rock back onto my heels, my toes automatically point out. That's going to help you find the best foot squatting position for you in the anatomy of your hip capsule. So, little side note, one of the guys that we love to follow, Brett Jones, he's the higher up in Strong First, I don't know his exact title, but he, for the longest time, was taught to swing and deadlift and squat with his feet straight ahead, and he actually messed up his hip capsule. He has, some kind of damage now. So, he teaches this. Squeeze the butt, feet uncomfortably straight ahead, rock back, find your foot position. Break the band as you squat down and come back up. So give yourself a bunch of squats just to make it burn, because it's a warm-up, damn it, get warm. Just turn up the heat if you don't feel it. So, with that being said, we're about 10 minutes in. So, just to reiterate, squat, plank, and bridge. Bridge with the Miniband on the legs. If you have a sandbag, use it. If you want to throw a chop in there, maybe count it as 2 reps each time. So bridge up, chop, chop, hips back down, count it as 2 reps so you're not there all day. But what are we doing here? We're focusing on that feeling of driving the knees out in the bridge, right? With the Miniband on the legs, and then we just want to transfer that skill up to our squat. So go a little slower. The slower you go in most exercises, the more worse it feels. So if you don't have a bunch of equipment or you don't have weights to continue to go up, one of the best ways to make exercise feel more intense or more strenuous is through tempo work. So going a little slow, maybe throwing some isometrics in there, holding the bottom position, any of that stuff will do. We're going to do a video in the coming weeks about different holding positions with the different implements that we've loaned out. A lot of our clients already have equipment, so we're going to do different holding positions because you can't always change the weight, so how do you still continue to make it difficult? For the plank, I would do 10 breaths. I can only get to 3 breaths. So I just do 3 sets of 3 breaths. It's a Donald Duck kind of day. Squat, plank, bridge with a Miniband. That's that. We're going to do some fun stuff, guys. It's really nice outside. You might see me walking in the street soon. Not because I'm out on my ass. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Who else do we have? You're Brandon. Who else is there?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot of people.
Give some shout outs.
Coming off before, okay.
Bastard.
So, Susan.
Greenfield?
And
Susan Amanatides. Hey, Sue.
Stephanie Hector.
Hey, Steph.
Catherine Ryan.
Hey, Catherine Ryan.
Ann Ho.
Hey, Ann.
Elaine.
Laney.
I saw Cynthia there too.
Cindy. Lou.
Dawn Freud. Sarah.
Hey,
Fulton.
Dawn. Oh, Sarah Fulton. Oh,
Who
no.
is that? Nancy V. She said I'm here.
Nancy Henderson.
Nancy.
Henderson Schultz.
Hey, Nancy B. Henderson Schultz.
Chloe said thanks for filming.
Oh, you got it, Chloe.
Julie Flanagan.
Julie Flanagan and Kim Flanagan. Seeing you on the same day is the best. Seeing you on the internet at the same day, second best.
Lou says, where's the ball on your plank? Thought it was so weak.
Oh, listen, Lou, all right. You and the ball. I have no comment.
Kathleen Donahoe.
Kathleen Donahoe. Lou, if you were the person in Castaway, you wouldn't have a volleyball. You'd have a little. You have a little tennis ball.
Trim wants you to post a picture of the board.
Yes, I'll do that next for me. Thank you.
Samantha Bosco too.
Samantha Bosco.
And Anho says the carpet needs some vacuuming.
Listen, Ann. So I will comment on that. You're right. We did. So we're going to show you a video today of all the improvements we've been making over the last 2 days, just to make it fresh when you guys come back. Coach Violet was doing a bunch of sanding today. You should see the floor on the other side. It is dirty. So we're going to do a deep clean today just to make it so that way we're not tracking dirt and everything all over the place. We're wearing our shoes inside, guys. The world is upside down at Results Driven. Yeah! Let me know any suggestions, comments. If any of this doesn't feel good, please put it in the comments. I'm happy to give you a substitution. Number one rule, don't do anything that hurts. Okay? Bye.